Hey, how you doing? Bored? Tired of substance abuse and video games? Yeah, me too. That's why I have this show called Stray Cats. You're probably asking yourself, what's a stray cat? Good question. It's a cat that doesn't know where its home is. I know all about your home. Western North Carolina. So come on, hop in. I got ambition and a full tank of gas.
Welcome, WCU Catamounts, to Astray Cats. We're your hosts, Lindsay Young
and George Rutz.
And right now we are standing outside of the Heinzelmanchen Brewery in downtown Silva on Mill Street.
We're about to go inside to sample some great German beer.
That's right, so come on, let's have some fun.
Alrighty.
Hello, folks.
Hello. And what is your name?
I'm Dieter Kuhn, and along with my wife, Cheryl Rudd, we make this happen day by day. And welcome to the friendly confines of Heinzelmanchen Brewery. Right now, we just finished setting up our next batch of our wheat beer. It's sitting right here. It needs to stay out in the warm environment to get conditioned as well as carbonated. And once that is finished, I'll show you where it goes. In the beer cave.
Ooh.
This here is the beer cave.
Oh, that is so
It's very cold.
It feels good.
And it has all sorts of beer in it.
Oh my goodness.
And that's how it works.
Wow.
Once the beer gets conditioned, it starts in a process of over time degrading, unless it's in a cool environment.
Show us what's going on here.
All right. Yeah, be careful. All right, as I was saying, this is our two fermenters, and we usually try to keep them pretty full all the time. And they hold about the amount of kegs out there, which is about 300 gallons. Usually the fermentation process is about a 4-day process. The conditioning process is about another 3 days. And the cooking process we're doing right now with our next batch at Oktoberfest usually it's about 4 or 5 hours. What we have is 7 different styles of beer, and this style of beer was common in Germany in the 1800s, and it's called Alt beer. Translation, that means old style beer. Okay, this is a Pilsner, a honey Pilsner, a wheat beer, and then we have an Oktoberfest, which is our seasonal, and then we have a brown ale. And what is called a Schwarzbier in Germany. It's a loosely translated stout. And then we also have a Scottish ale.
For somebody who doesn't know a lot about beer, what's the difference between a Pilsner and an ale, like the varieties?
Okay. Well, there's beer. And then you have a ale and a lager. And then lagers are usually comprised of Pilsner styles, heavier versions of that. And ales tend to be more of the fruitier styles of beer, and also stouts and sometimes wheat beers. And that's kind of the two branches off of beer. We happily provide samples, and
It has a hearty taste.
it does. Let me talk a little bit about it. Black Forest Stout is, like I said, a Schwarzbier. Usually it has a heavier alcohol component, usually about 7–8%. And people loved it because it had nice chocolatey, roasty taste, and as well as a smooth finish. And here we are. And
It tastes wonderful.
it's one of our better sellers, yes.
How about the seasonal, and what's so special about the seasonal brew?
The seasonals are generally more of a proprietary type of a beer that, you know, whoever brews them likes them most. It's a celebration ale that was commissioned by King Ludwig when he married his wife Philomena, I think her name was, back in the 1600s sometime. And he said, you know, brew me the best beer I could ever have. And this is my rendition of that.
All right.
And it's a Pilsner style, but it's a little darker. It's a little maltier. It's a little bit more, just a slight bit more alcohol. It's about 6%. And
It's a little different from the Black Forest stout that I just
right,
had.
exactly. Oktoberfest season usually starts around the end of August and carries on through mid-November. And then we switch over to a Nutty Gnome, which is our nut brown ale. And this is our high gravity or high alcohol content, is the translation, ale. And it's mostly, it comes from Scotland. It's more robust in flavor. It has some smokiness, some roastiness, a mild sweet center, and then a finishing hop taste, and then a warming sensation as it disperses.
I can feel that. Is this?
There's always something happening here, and you know, we always participate in community events. But in Silva, particularly, we're at Speedy's. We're at 553 at Mill Street, Mill and Main, Nick and Nate's. All right, here's our root beer, and I have to walk back to the refrigerator to get you some birch beer. I'd love to do that.
How's that taste?
That is fantastic. It's really sweet. I love it. That's probably the best root beer I've ever had in my life.
Oh, here comes
No,
the
it
first
is.
And the root beer is one of the first sodas that we made, and we really liked it because it's very unassuming, it's very smooth, it's not overcarbonated, and manageably sweet.
Well, thank you very much for showing us around.
Oh, thank you.
We enjoyed
We
ourselves.
enjoyed it.
Awesome.
It was wonderful. I've
root
never
beer.
had such great beer.
Well,
That.
awesome, and I thank you so much for coming, and it was
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
okay, see ya.